Another day, another adventure, with a twist of an unexpected experience, which turned out to be one of our shortest day adventures. Yeah, it's December the 4th actually, and the ground is frozen. So we're gonna go for a little hike down this path, which we've never been on before. So it's gonna be a new adventure for even me. In winter, it's a dangerous business going out your door. You step onto the ice, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off. You probably hear a brook running, and look at this. There's the brook. That water would be cold, no doubt, because look at the icicles on that log hanging there. What are you going to do, Dally? It's frozen. The foam in the water froze. What? Sometimes you let your guard down, not realizing there's a hazard right below your feet. Not aware of the black ice on those rocks, my son attempts to cross the brook. And in he goes. That's ice cold water well below freezing. And just as fast as he fell in, he got himself out. Wow! What did you just learn there? Right in you went. Okay, come on. Okay, that's the end of that hike. You just saw my son fall into the brook. You're lucky that water wasn't a lot deeper and didn't have a stronger current, or you would have got swept down the brook. So, but you know what? Stuff like that. I think you were pretty brave about it. Yeah. You were really brave. You didn't freak out. You stayed calm and got yourself out of there as quick as you could. Didn't freak out. So, good lesson for today, but we had a very short hike. Wow. So these are the kind of things you got to be really careful about going out in the woods in the wintertime, because something like that happens. And if you're far out in the woods and if you don't have matches to light a fire, what would you have to do? Any idea? We're going to run a little bit, okay? We got to keep you warm so we can get back to the truck and get the heat on and get you warmed up. And then we'll go home and you'll get a warm bath. Alright? Better not tell Mommy about this, but I have a feeling she's going to find out anyway. So, we'll deal with that later. Okay, come on, let's run. Alright. That was a good lesson for my 10-year-old son. That's never happened to him before. But these are one of the things you got to know about being out in the woods. There's certain situations you could get in where you might need to have survival skills. And in this case, since we don't have any matches to light a fire, and the fact that we're not that far away from the truck, our best option is to try to run, walk fast to keep generating heat, so that he doesn't get hypothermia. So this is a real life situation right here, and we weren't expecting this to happen. So it's a dangerous business going out your door. You never know what's going to happen. The winter jacket's helping you. Yeah. You actually have a really good winter jacket. That's what we call a fleece jacket. And it's able to repel water to a certain extent. And it's probably what's keeping him warm right now. Same with his pants. You see his pants. These aren't regular pants, those are actually ski pants that he's wearing. And they repel the water too. Are your feet wet? Yeah, I would expect they're wet. So, come on, let's go. We're back to the truck. So we're gonna be okay. We weren't very far away from the truck. Good thing, because sometimes when we go on our hike, we're like hours away from our vehicle. All right, let's head home. Get Dally warmed up. How you feeling? You're not shivering, are you? No. I'm really impressed. You did really good at getting yourself out of that situation, bud. Good job. Okay, all right, let's go home. Okay, we got about a 15-minute drive home, but we're going to crank up the heat here in the truck. And the other nice thing is we have heated seats, so that'll help. Guess you had quite an adventure there today, didn't you? Okay, so we're back home, and Dally got all his clothes off, got undressed. He's upstairs getting his bath ready, and we're down here by the fire, or I'm down here by the fire, and there's all his clothes. And I'm really impressed with the water resistance of these winter clothes that he has. So he just took these off a few minutes ago, and I'm looking at the inside of the jacket, and it is completely dry. It's dry. So it repelled the water, even though he went completely in. So okay, so it's wet down the bottom here. But this is the pants turned inside out. This is the waterproof liner, or the water resistant liner on the outside. So we turned the pants inside out. Now they are a little bit wet at the waist or the hip, and a little wet down at the legs up to about the shin. The rest of it's really dry, as you can see. Now his gloves got all wet, socks and underwear wet, and his boots got wet. So, for the most part, he did extremely well dealing with that situation. And I can say I'm thankful that he didn't get swept away down the stream. I mean, when I saw him go in, he was climbing out of there just as fast as he fell in. So I wasn't too alarmed. I was surprised, but I didn't think that he was in any danger at any point. Rather how cold he was going to be after he got out of the water, which we found out that he didn't actually get cold at all, just a little on his feet and his arms and waist a little bit. So if it had been anything worse, you would have seen me throwing the camera and going in there after him pretty fast, but that wasn't the case. So as a kid, I've had some of these experiences myself. I couldn't tell you how many times I've fallen into the water. I've gone through the ice numerous times, went all the way in, right up to my neck, falling through the ice in the lake, and then having to make my own way home by myself through deep snow in the woods. But I can tell you, it's pretty scary when you fall through ice, and one of the things that you need to realize is how fast you respond to the situation. So in my case scenario, I knew that when I went through the ice that I needed to spread my arms out as fast as I could so that I wouldn't go completely under, that I would catch myself with my arms, and to pull myself out carefully so that I wouldn't slip and then accidentally slide slip underneath the ice below the surface. So that's one of the biggest things right there about surviving a breakthrough in the ice. The next thing is, when you get out, how quickly you can get yourself to shelter before the cold starts to set in and brings on hypothermia. Because what happens with hypothermia is that you lose your body heat. And when you lose your body heat, your muscles start shivering, and then it gets really extreme that they go from shivering to seizing up, and then you can't literally move your arms and legs, and then you just literally, your body can't move, and then you would collapse and end up dying from exposure. So these are just some of the things living in a northern climate like Canada that when you're going into the outdoors, you need to have a sense of awareness of your environment, your surroundings, and be prepared for situations like that and know how to apply survival skills. So anyways, today's hike, I was not expecting anything like this, but it happened, and here we're showing it to people. So I hope that it's helpful to people in the future that are going out on hikes, and just to see what can happen if you're not being careful, because it can happen really fast like that did. And the other thing is knowing what to do when you're in a situation like that. So anyways, that's our video for today. So, don't say we don't have anything adventurous to show. Not that we're in the entertainment business of doing risky things, but you just never know, right? Anyways, keep your stick on the ice. Take care.